come out on breaking points and said exactly who she's voting for. I mean, I thought she was a Bernie person up until last week. I mean, I just talked to Marianne Williamson. I think she officiated Crystal's wedding. So,
Yes.
kind of like, why is Link Lauren supposed to sit here and say exactly who I'm voting for November 24th?
Right.
I'm following everything that's going. Sometimes
Meet Luke Lauren, folks. He's a conservative journalist, Gen Z. Interesting cat. He's on interviewed by Do Dissidents, and he's on breaking points. There's a so-called debate between him and this other guy, other Gen Z, who's a Democratic shill. But anyways, he interviewed it's supposed to be kind of a debate. Well, not really. It turns out it being a debate against Crystal Ball and Link Lauren. But he's talking to these guys, what happened and who he votes for and blah blah blah. Interesting though. Let's see what. Okay.
Like you're breaking up.
You're starting to sound a little like the Charlie Brown teacher there.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, now.
Yeah, now you're back.
Yeah, no, it's just kind of, it was funny being interrogated about who I'm voting for. And I got so many messages from people being like, you should never wear who you're voting for on your sleeve that much. You're going to get so much hate. You're going to turn off these people and turn off these people. And we're already in such a partisan, polarized environment. I try and talk about issues from a common sense perspective where people on the left and the right can agree. So, yeah, it was interesting for sure. But I do wish Harry the best, Harry Sishin, and we'll see what happens with him. But he is very trained. He has his points down. He can rattle off all these different policies, which I said he's going to do on the show.
Okay.
But, a lot of things he said, they have been debunked since the episode came out. I mean, he said this, and that.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Veterans have come out and said, your point about veterans isn't true. This isn't true, this and that. And then to sit there and laugh and make faces when I'm raising valid concerns about Biden's trip to Maui, which everyone objectively knows was a calamitous trip.
Right,
I spoke to someone on Biden's team a few nights ago who was like, we push him out on stage and we pray to make it through to another day. That's where we are.
Wow.
And so, they're acting like it's far-fetched. And when I brought up the censorship on social media, of course, Harry's not feeling the censorship because he's going along with the DNC agenda that's mandated from on high. The algorithms love you.
Of course.
But censorship in our country, the First Amendment, if we don't have the First Amendment, we have nothing else in this country.
Yeah, but
And
he's wrong here though. Yeah, there's censorship, but there's censorship all the way around. The left are censored a lot too on social media. You look at Twitter or X is more. You see a lot of right-wing stuff on there, and some really harmful too on Twitter and X. And they're not really. They used to be. They would be censored. The neo-Nazis on there. But he's saying here he's wrong about that. He's wrong about this censorship thing. You know what I mean? In DNC, yeah. Yeah, but look at the censorship, cancel culture. Look at these guys. These people are banning books in the red states. So you look at it that way. You don't talk. I think these guys don't talk about that. Interesting. They don't talk about the Republicans. I wonder sometimes if these guys are really leftists, but they are though. But I understand they're not for either party. But I trust these RBN more than these guys actually. Cause really they don't go by these guys kind of give leeway to Republicans sometimes. The conservatives, like so-called. You notice that. I noticed that. But even RBN, we don't give either people, either side, they don't give a shit. But these guys will give leeway to Republicans in some instances.
And maybe he doesn't understand that. But to me, bringing up the censorship was something that was topical. He's in court right now, fighting the lower court's ruling. Let's keep it real. And you notice that Harry and Crystal, they didn't have a real argument except, well, Trump did it too.
Right.
But Trump did it
Which
this
wasn't true.
Right, it was Trump did this, Trump did, oh, well, I already knew when I mentioned the censorship, she was going to bring up the Twitter files and all this. I already...
No, but they're saying that, to be fair, Trump, they're saying his administration did it. I mean, even all that happened under, even the laptop, that happened under his administration. That's what they're saying. Maybe Trump didn't agree with it, but his security people did it. His FBI. You know what I mean? And all that crap, they did it, so that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. I mean, they're saying that it happened under Trump, but maybe Trump didn't agree with it. You know what I mean? Per se. Well, he didn't really care whatsoever, anyways. I don't think he really cared.
Believe me, I've been on the internet for a while. I know what she's going to say. But I was just kind of like, to me, these are big issues. And we're also, you want to
definitely wrong. And these guys are agreeing with the, I don't know. I'm not a shield for the Democrats. We have to be honest, folks. It can't be just, you know what I mean? Just one thing I agree with Jink. You got to be honest on both sides. You can't do both sides. Well, she's not doing both sides, but she's pointing out a fact. You say that's, yeah. But on Maui, she's doing both sides. Sure, Trump did the same thing with the rescue in Florida or Puerto Rico, whatever it was. But that doesn't matter now. You know, Trump's a little big goof anyways. He's terrible, so. But Biden should be, you know what I mean? But they brought up Obama and Clinton did. They said they were pretty good on it, on an emergency. That was good. But normally you see see what you think is a Democratic president. Look, for a Democratic president to be bad on Maui, most of the time the Democrats are good on emergency and FEMA. But it's a given that a Republican is terrible on rescuing people. You know what I mean? Like George Bush, look at that, and Louisiana. You know what I mean? New Orleans, actually, more in point. But Biden to be terrible on this is for Democratic president, that's bad.
For a candidate who you want to have a beer with. And I don't think Americans feel like they want to have a beer with Joe Biden at this point, to be honest. I mean, the granddaughter in Arkansas, I know people think it's a petty point. They say, why are you bringing up the granddaughter in Arkansas? I've seen the comments from thousands of moms and thousands.
I think it is kind of petty. That's his own business. It's like his personal family business. I think nothing to do with only if he cheats on his wife, but even that. But that has nothing to do with, it's not like with Trump. With Trump, that didn't matter with Trump. But Trump he cheated on his wife, they all paid off whatever. But the thing is, Trump, what he did was illegal. That's the thing. But this thing with his wife, with his kids, that has nothing to do with you getting health care or whatever. I mean, I disagree. This is petty.
who thought they thought that was disgusting to try and block the grandchild from having the Biden last name. You didn't want to pay her child support. She's almost 5 years old. She's never met her father or her grandfather, who's the president.
This is just a personal matter, though. This does nothing to do with you getting minimum wage, like raising the minimum wage, healthcare, etc. So this is petty. So I don't know. He's spitting right-wing talking points. He's supposed to be a journalist. I don't know.
The United States. That was an opportunity for Biden to say, look, my family's just got as many issues as your family. We're going to embrace this little girl and maybe even invite her up here to the White House. Instead, they shunned her, ridiculed her. She has no security, no anything at their house. So, no, these are issues Americans care about, and Harry can laugh them off and say that
they don't care about this, folks. This is nonsense. This is terrible. This is terrible. These guys are, you guys are wrong, definitely wrong, man. Like, you're just attacking Biden. I mean, you guys don't talk about Trump that much. I don't know. I don't know if these guys are up, but I don't know. You wonder. The Russian op? I don't know, folks. But this doesn't matter. Like, you wouldn't attack somebody like Trump. I mean, like Trump's daughter or whatever. I think the media didn't attack. Like something like this, they wouldn't attack. In fairness to the mainstream media, they attacked his family because they're in the government and doing all sorts of corruption. But this has nothing to do with, because they're not in the government. And Biden, his son's not in the government, so it has nothing to do with Biden. They talked about the Biden thing earlier, about a phone call that Biden sister, his daughter or something, talking to Hunter that do I have to pay back dad or something? Have my income go to dad? Maybe it wasn't money, but there's no evidence of what though. He said there's evidence there of what? There's no evidence. I think he wasn't on the stream. There was an interview with him. There was another segment they did. Oh, there's another guy. There was another guy with I forgot his name. And this guy was interviewing him. This comedian or whatever. Was the actor was interviewing another guy. Maybe he's a Biden supporter or something, but apparently it was in the email on the laptop. Going back to that, maybe it was on the laptop or something. But now it's being investigated anyways in Congress, special investigator. But yeah, he said his daughter asks Biden's daughter, I guess. Thanks, Hunter. Do we have to pay back dad? No, Hunter asks her. Or she asks, you have to pay back dad half the income or something. But what though? What? There's no reference to what? There's something there maybe, but whatever reference to what? There's nothing though. Right now there's nothing. They don't know. Actually, there's nothing. Foolishness. This is it is a witch hunt. Trying to tie Biden down to. They're doing the same. And now they talked about impeachment coming up. This is for what though?
Petty right-wing talking points. But I'd love for him to talk to real moms across this country and real women who they think this is a big deal.
All right.
This is not a big deal, folks. My God, not a big deal.
So if you put your ear to the ground, I don't know if it's going to happen. It sounds like you listen to a lot of people on the right as well as the left. They're really talking about bringing articles of impeachment against Biden on the Ukraine stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be up to Kevin McCarthy, right?
No, this is what I get at, folks. On what though? What Ukraine? What are they gonna impeach him for? Oh my God, I don't understand. I'm not covering for Biden, but why? What they're gonna impeach him for? It's nonsense. What he gave money to let me see. What could it be? But it's not even true. If he some kind of like the only thing is they gave him money for something. Somebody from the Ukraine. They gave Biden the Biden administration money, maybe. Like you have to be some kind of payoff or something. Some kind of corruption in that sense. Because they give them the weapons. But there's nothing there. I don't know. I don't understand. I suggest that but they agreed to give him their weapons anyways, the Republicans in the Congress. They voted for it. So they I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. You're not being specific here. And what though? It's nonsense.
Okay, so it's sort of in his purview if he wants to bring about articles of impeachment. The thing I've been saying is, look, if you're going to do articles of impeachment, you better have a bullseye shot. Because if you do impeachment and it doesn't stick, it's going to follow for years to come. And I'm sick of, we always do in this country, we do impeachments, but then the person's never gone. It's like, they were impeached in this part, or impeached here. It's like, okay, but they're still there. Like, the impeachment didn't stick. So if they're going to try to impeach Joe Biden, you better not miss the shot.
Well, it's about, I mean, when you say missing the shot, it's really more, yeah, I mean, it's about winning the PR battle. I mean, they're never going to get 2/3 majority to oust him from office, but it's about can you make the case to the public in advance of an election?
I'm defending you guys, man. You letting me down. I mean, impeachment? Come on. Well, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm going to say this. You guys are wrong. It's nonsense. And it's going to backfire if you do this. Impeach Mr. Biden. Man, I think you're going to, do they increase? They might increase his poll numbers, actually. You might help Biden. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Here they're saying that he's gonna help him. And they're gonna realize that it's gonna be like for nothing. Just like Clinton. Wasn't really like he lied about the sex scandal. Nothing to do with politics or not. I mean policy. That's what it would be like. It would be like Clinton impeachment. Nothing to do with, you know what I mean? And you guys are losing me here, guys. This is nonsense.
Or will it
I think it's on the left. I don't understand. But even those guys are not saying that. The far left is not saying that. I disagree. It's on the left.
Like you overstepped, and will it end up backfiring? Like that, those are the concerns that generally come up surrounding that. I got some questions from the chat. Some people I noticed posting in the chat that said they were interested in you interviewing Dr. Cornel West running on the Green Party candidate. I got a lot of people mentioning that. Do you have any interest in doing that? What are your thoughts on his candidacy? Quickly, and I'll let you get back to your cheeseburger soon.
Yeah, so I'm trying to schedule right now to get to all of the candidates. It's just hard trying to coordinate schedules and everything. So like I said, I've interviewed quite a few. I'm going to the next debate as well, so hopefully can connect with the rest who I haven't spoken to. But as for Cornel West, I'd love to talk with him. I think everybody should have the balls to sit down and talk with anyone, okay? We can't live in our siloed little world of this network covers this and this covers this. I want to sit down and talk to anybody, so I'd love to talk to Cornel West. I was disgusted by Harry Sisson's tweets about Cornel West. I think he kind of said he was like a deadbeat dad or something.
Yeah.
I
There's a racist trope there. That's terrible.
was hearing about all this at like 6 in the morning before going on breaking points because I was in a different time zone. And so I was going in like, this kid, I just don't get it. So no, I'd love to talk to Cornel West. And I know some people have said that I should talk to him. And yeah, what other questions do the audience have? Should I be girding my loins? Or are they okay?
Oh no, I mean, if you want to take a couple more, you could take. Here, well, you gave us a super chat, which thanks for the donation, but we were on it from some other chats though. Here, I don't know if you want to go here, but well, as long as your Ruthless Criticism asked if you bleached your hair to try and mess with Crystal's head, because I don't know if you know that her husband has bleached blonde hair too. I don't know if that.
I did not know that until afterward. Like a million people mentioned it to me and said that I look like. It's like people think I've never heard that I look like Draco Malfoy. It's like I've heard this my whole life. I look like the Harry Potter character. Believe me, I get it. But no, did not change my hair for Crystal.
Okay, so he did not change his hair for Crystal. You have confirmation on that. Garble, this is the most coherent question Garble has asked us all night, actually. Does Link believe in putting tots in the burger? So do you put...
No, I do not have the tots in the burger. Sorry to disappoint.
Okay, so tots are a side dish. Beautiful.
Side dish.
All right, well, I guess that's all our audience has. Hey, Link, it was great to meet you. Thanks for doing this impromptu. We would love to set up something more formal, have you back on the show for
sure.
a full, more formal thing. Because, yeah, I have a lot of questions I can ask you
Yeah,
based
you
on
see,
what you told me.
What else
But
they're talking about?
yeah, we will save that for another time and do a more formal setup. I'd love to keep in touch.
For sure. And I'm sorry for commenting.
Well, this ran long, but for good reason. Obviously, we want to thank Link Lauren for finding us out and calling in. That was a treat. Thanks, Virtuoso, for calling in. Thank you guys all for...
Okay, folks. So that's about it for that. Let's make a quick video on the fly. Stuff they're talking about kind of triggered me. I could be wrong about the Ukraine thing, impeachment, but it seems, I don't know, like there's nothing there. You could impeach him for giving arms to Ukraine, I guess, which the Congress agreed to. I don't know how this is some kind of, and in the bite, or they're saying that they influence. I know they're saying that somehow Hunter Biden, a Ukraine deal, I thought they're saying that. But that doesn't, there's nothing to do with Biden and so. First of all, there's no evidence of that, Hunter Biden and Ukraine. There's some, I think that's a made up, it's kind of made up. You know what I mean? But nothing to do with the government. They used his name for the art and what else? His art gallery, Hunter Biden. So they use that. But I don't think like he did favors first. Like I don't think he did that for. I don't think there's any big ties to that. At best, he didn't use his name, like for some kind of art gallery. Maybe a Ukrainian businessman or something. I'm trying to remember that matter. But that doesn't, impeachment, I don't think so. Anyways, folks, it'll be it for this video.